Hey, what's good, y'all? I know I haven't been live in a while, and I normally don't do this, and not definitely don't normally do it in front of my whiteboard. My whiteboard is normally for me and when I'm working with my clients and stuff like that. But today I wanted to talk about trees, right? And what trees have to do with the young entrepreneurship game. So they say, and I know you've probably heard the saying before, that to plant the best time to what is it? The second best time to plant a tree is today. The best time to plant it is 20 years ago, right? And so I want to talk about how to plant your tree 20 years ago. Um, and it's very, very simple, but it's not about you, right? One of the things that I talk about a lot when I go to, when I speak places like at schools, and there are two things that I always say. Number one is there's no problem in our community that I do not believe has that I believe does not have an entrepreneurial solution. So I believe that the entrepreneurial solution for every problem that we have in our community. The second thing that I talk about is how, I've started a number of businesses, but there's not one that I could not have started as a teenager, my 20s, my 30s, even my 40s. Like all the businesses that I've started throughout those times, I could have started a lot earlier, right? And so today I was, just thinking about, the allegory of the tree where people talk about, planting that tree 20 years ago. And like, that's really what this is really about. It's about planting the tree 20 years ago, but not necessarily our own tree, somebody else's tree. As we look at these young people and we say, they have a chance to do what we didn't do or couldn't do. And most of the time, the reason that we did not do what we could have done at that time is because we didn't have knowledge, we didn't have support. Sometimes we didn't even know the opportunity was there. And so what our camp is doing is helping to provide the opportunity for it. So like look at it like this. Like I said, the best time to plant a tree, you plant a tree now, really small as a little seed. In 20 years, it's going to grow. It's going to grow. It's going to be big. And I'm a horrible drawer, have horrible handwriting. So this is actually a tree, not a lollipop or a Siamese twin head, anything like that. And I use the board just because I wanted to for a different perspective. But I think about all the people who planted seeds in me along the way. Like ever since I was young, like my pastor, she planted seeds here. My parents, they planted seeds, even at a young age. But then as I move forward and I look at the times when, like I was in the 8th grade and, Mr. Shabazz, one of my teachers, he planted a seed in me, where he, his quote that he wrote in my yearbook. Not a lot of people ask teachers to write something in their yearbook, but he wrote in my yearbook in Hyattsville Middle School, he said, I'm going to tell you exactly what he said. He said, your intellectual prowess will allow you to be in places where it will be easy to forget your identity. Never forget who you are. And he said that to me, and I've held fast to that. He was actually the first person, even though a number of people in my life had gone to Hampton. My uncle went to Hampton. One of my mentors at church went to Hampton. My favorite substitute teacher gone to Hampton, but I had no idea really about Hampton University until he planted that seed into me. And I ended up at the real HU, Hampton University. I can put it here so everybody can see it. Bam, the real HU, Hampton University. So a seed was planted there. Then I think about, when I actually went to Hampton and I came back and did my very first internship with Thompson Cobb Bazillion and Associates. So, my mentor, CJ, Ralph Basilio, Jeff Thompson, these individuals planted seeds even there. And then, even once I got out of school, working with Gary Murray, those were seeds planted there. All these things that grew. And so now, and of course, along the line, other people put stuff in, but the seeds always get a little bit smaller as you get older, right? But then we get here and I'm a tree now. And what they say is that, the fruit from a tree actually helps to grow and make fruit that's even bigger than what it is and what it already is. So the fruit from the tree, I'm trying to turn into larger seedlings. And that's really what the Young Entrepreneurship Camp is about. It's about those of us who, whether you be a parent of a student, whether you be a business person, a politician, a community leader, just somebody who cares about the young people, the next generation, it's about planting the seed really, really early so that they can start now. So, I was talking today, I had a conversation with Alex Austin, who is the CEO of the Prince George's Chamber of Commerce. So we've been talking about some things they want to do for the young people. And we said, even looking at what they're doing, the business that they start now may not be the business that they end up with. You know, my very first business, photography business. Yes, I still do it every once in a while, but that's not really, you know, my bread and butter. You know, consulting is now. You know, I had a hacking business along the way. You know, it's a bunch of different stuff that I did. But if I would have started it when I was 15, if I would have started when I was 16 and even failed at this age, but had the right people in my life, had the right mentorship in my life, it would have grown earlier. You know, I'm 42 now, doing pretty well, but you know, it could have happened at 30. It could have happened at 25. You know, I was talking to Lamar Tyler of Traffic Sales and Profit, very successful gentleman from here. He's from Clinton, Maryland, but he lives in Atlanta now. You know, he has, you know, does millions in revenue and helps a lot of people grow their businesses. And, you know, we were talking about, you know, the things that need to be done with the young people, you know, and the things that we want to do to help them. And so what I'm saying now is that our camp is that opportunity to plant the seed for somebody else. So they don't have the regrets. They don't have the things that we wish we could have had, we could have said, we could have done. All the coulda, woulda, shouldas that we live with, they won't have. And they'll be way ahead of us beforehand. They'll be the trees here, or you know, or here. And like I said, excuse my handwriting. This is, you know, this is visual sake, but y'all get my point. And I'm talking to you parents. You know, you may live with regret. You may live with, you know, I wish I would have started something earlier, been quicker at doing things. And this is the chance to have your child not go through that. The real way to make things easier for the next generation is to give them opportunity, give them chances to even fail and fail forward. You know, one of the things that they talk about in business is failing forward fast. Probably this is hot in this joint. I don't have the AC. I'm trying, you know, got the light on me and all that good stuff. But they talk about failing forward fast. And we want to give our young people the opportunity to do that now. So yes, they may only be 13, but they're safe. They're safe in your home. They're safe in your arms. You know, you care about them. If they fall down, you're going to help them to get back up, you know, so they don't have to wait until they're 25, 30, when, you know, they fall down, they mess up. It can cause, you know, some drastic problems, issues. So the whole point is go to youngentrepreneur.camp.net. Or, you know, if you don't have a student in your life that you maybe do, go to youngentrepreneur.camp.net/sponsors so that you can help these young people. We're going to be, you know, giving them over 75 hours of business training. And, you know, adults walk in and like, hey, I wish I could learn this, but this is for the kids, because my you know, one of my mantras now is really about the next generation. It's about leaving the legacy. Like I say, you know, this is a labor of love. You know, it's a sacrifice that I do, taking 3 weeks out of my schedule, out of my business to input into the students. But as I say before, my life is not as important as my legacy. And yes, I may never see the greatness of the trees, but I know that it's going to be there because I'm planting the seeds now. And I'm asking you to come and join me in planting these seeds in these young people. So, you know, feel free to reach out to me. In my inbox is open. You can email me, go to the website, you know, either myself or one of my assistants, you know, one of the people on the staff. They'll, you know, reach out to you to see how you can get involved. Yes, we're looking for donations. Yes, we're looking for, you know, people to come in and help to teach and give insight. You know, just the other day, I was in my, I had an opportunity to go to the birthday party, 70th birthday party of a gentleman named Ralph Basilio. Again, I used to work for this man for 7 years. I have worked for him in 12 years. And, you know, we still maintain a good relationship, even a business relationship. We've partnered on a number of projects, you know, even now. And I think about the seeds that he sowed in me when I was in my mid-20s. You know, once one of my mentors, like I said, Charlton Sampson, he brought me on. I was able to be around a lot of, you know, people in the county and businesses. I mean, I had the chance to do consulting for Marriott, you know, the city of Los Angeles, LA Metro, city of Miami. I mean, you know, just the things, the opportunities that were put into me there is what I'm trying to help all of us do now for this next generation. And so, you know, when you go to the site, you look at it, you think about a young person, you know, you think about these people, you know, our community that we say we want to grow, that we say we want to have an impact, that we say we want to be, you know, economically independent, self-sufficient, all of that. The way that we do it is through entrepreneurship. There's really no other way, because we have to be able to control the means. We have to be able to control the production. We have to be able to control having the business. And I'm just talking about solopreneurship. I'm talking about being in a position to hire, again, because everybody isn't necessarily meant to be an entrepreneur. We know this, but we want to have ourselves in a position where we can actually begin to hire our own people, hire people that matter, and I could go deep into it and talk about that. And that's a conversation I'll probably do, on my podcast or something like that. But if you can read between the lines, we need to be in a position where we can set things up for generations to come, because that's been being done around us. And the only way, I'm telling you, it's the only way to do it. Yes, we can invest. Yes, we can save. Yes, we can do all this. But the only real way to do it is to actually build businesses that serve our community, that make things happen for us. So that's pretty much all I have to say. So again, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, Metaphysical Speculations, if you want to get involved, you want to see how this can work for us, I have coaches already, Coach Crystal, Coach Power, very impactful. We work with the school system. We've given some scholarships out, and we're really trying to help the young people to grow, move forward. So please reach out to me. This was just kind of off the top, off the cuff. I didn't have anything planned. I just thought about the allegory of the tree, and I said, you know what, let me go live. Let me talk about this. I'm going to post it on YouTube, going to post it on Facebook. You'll be able to see it. I'm actually going to put it on the podcast feed so that people who listen to the podcast can hear this. And, it's unedited, just from the heart. But I hope that you all hear my heart when I say this, and how much I really want to help the generation that's coming up now to not just do better, not just have better, not just be better, but be the best. I talk often about, rebuilding Black Wall Street. Only way that we can really do that is if we have the businesses to do it. If you look historically speaking, Black Wall Street was nothing like, the Wall Street that we have in New York. It wasn't really about, stocks and tickers. It was about, honestly, the actual hands-on businesses that served the community of people that it surrounded. And that's how we're going to build it. That's how we're going to do it. It's a mindset, even more so than this actual place. And the only way we can really do it is by starting with these kids. So if you have a student, if you know a student, if you just have a business, if you want to become a sponsor, if you want to become a title sponsor, we're actually even going to have some of the young people to be entrepreneurs in the businesses of our sponsors. So because we know that 20 years from now, there will be 50% more jobs that don't exist right now. Because think about it. If you would have told some of us that, 10 years ago, there'd be something like called an AI prompt engineer, we wouldn't know what you were talking about. Artificial intelligence is something we only saw in the movies. We only saw in the iRobots and the Skynets on Terminator, and that type of thing. But now it's everywhere. It's ubiquitous. And that's one of the reasons why in our camp, we're actually going to be teaching AI, not just the prompting in ChatGPT, but other portions of AI to help them to start, grow, and launch their businesses now. And again, it's not even just about whether or not their businesses blow up now. It's about them having the skill set to be independent, financially independent, understanding that if there is a catastrophe that comes forth, they know how to ideate. They know how to, put together a business plan. They know how to, see what the financials are. They know how to sell. They know how to market. They know how to identify their target market, and so that's the entire premise of this, is to make sure this next generation has the seeds planted in them now, so that their tree will be huge and they'll have multiple trees along the way. So that's about it, y'all. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, Metaphysical Speculations, please hit a brother up. Go to www.youngentrepreneur.net for more information. Please apply. We are still in our intake process. So we have, our intake and recruiting specialists are there. You'll get, when you apply, it's about 3 to 5 days when they look over the application, and you'll find out whether or not you were accepted. But our goal is to accept as many as possible. Very few things will disqualify, but our goal is to accept as many people as possible. So go ahead. It costs nothing to apply. There's no application fee. We just want to, see that there's an interest there, and we're going to make it happen. It is worth the investment in your child. It's worth the investment in the future. It's worth the investment in, again, a seed that will become a tree in half the time. Holla at y'all later. Peace.